Good morning to our great crusaders. I by name Dr. Chea Patrick Ekre, the CEO and the founder of Welfare of the African Vulnerable and Egalitarian Foundations, Nigeria. I want to use this medium to address us officially on what is the foundation is all about, what we are into, and our expectations, what we are expected to achieve in the long time and the short time range. You are all welcome, most especially those of us that joined our meeting yesterday, the virtual meeting. We are really appreciate, and as many that tried their efforts, some came in, but the network couldn't allow them to stay for the meeting. We acknowledge your efforts, and we want to encourage you to keep it up. Whatever sacrifice you made for the improvement of the life of the vulnerable, I'm sure it will not go unrewarded. Thank you. So thank you. Firstly, Welfare of the African Vulnerable is a foundation that I've registered, as you can see from our documents. The first document we display in that platform is our registration number of both CAC, tax promise number, and SCOMO, Special Control Unit for Money Laundering. We are legally established. We have our bank detail both in Naira and in dollars. Everything is on ground. We don't have any cause to panic. And the reason why I told you earlier on that we are not asking you for any contribution or anything is to clear your doubt whether this organization is out to scam you or not. The organization is not interested in anybody's money. We are trusting God to see how we can put our idea together to attract a big agency to sponsor our projects. And we are very sure that if we do our homework very well, with no distant time, we are going to attract as much philanthropists, donors, and agencies from within and outside the country to this very organization. And the organization will equally benefit so many of us. Many will be traveling out of this country, the course of this organization, most especially the female gender. You are on advantage because now the global world is always emphasized on the women, the female, and all of that. And this foundation is ready to promote, to encourage you to thrive in your own way. So, being part of this organization is an advantage to you, the ladies. So, don't take it for granted. Now, the foundation have four key areas of activity. That makes it more a kind of one of the organizations that have more broad visions than any other organization in Nigeria. The first in our mind is the health of the vulnerable. We are doing everything to make sure that at least Nigerian government will implement the basic universal basic health coverage, at least that everybody is entitled to have a good health in Nigeria, to access a healthcare facility at the affordable and cost-effective rates. So we are doing everything to make sure we advocate for the interests of the vulnerable, the marginalized and disadvantaged to make sure that they are fully carried along. We in our own parts we make sure that they are not being a kind of taking advantage of them. They are not being handled in the hospital and all of that. So we are working to make sure that this coverage and everything that governments approve um, towards this project of universal health coverage will reach the target group. That is one of it. Secondly, is the education. This foundation works seriously to make sure that early education is um, being taken by all the children born in Nigeria. You understand? You can agree with me that Nigeria government today is not paying much attention to this first living education. They are not even concerned. You understand? So the foundation want to bring it back to make sure that all children are back to school by helping them at least provide some learning aids and things like that to them. That is the second project we are having in mind. Thirdly is our social justice. We know how corrupt our judiciary setting is in Nigeria today, and that it make it very easy for the criminal and the corrupt mind to a kind of do everything they can to make sure that they take advantage of the vulnerable and the weak. We, the organization and the foundation, want to build an institution, the strong one, formidable one, so that we'll be able to a kind of repel those that are evil in nature, those that make sure that others will not live a normal life in the society. We want to repel them, want to tell them that's not what God wants them to do. So we are ready to take a social justice to defend our people from any human right infringement, to make sure that anyone's right is being tampered with will take it up for redress. So both the government and the private, whosoever trample upon the right of individual, the vulnerable, and those will kind of stand for their interests, we will follow it up, and that is what we are working to achieve. The fourth and the lastly is the governance, good governance, which is one of the most important points that we are trying to address. The role of NGO in Nigeria has been a kind of overlooked. We have so many NGO in Nigeria, but none of this NGO is actually playing the role that is expected to. The good governance is a kind of, we have a role to make sure that the foundation advocates for the the good governance. You advocate for the interests of the people you are representing. You understand? There are so many things that is happening in the society today. The political office holder behave anyhow they want because nobody asks them questions. So this foundation, we have a obligation to ask questions, kind of advocates for the right policy. We advocate